to be a bosun mate, what kind of schools do you go to in order to fill jobs in the Coast Guard?
As a bosun's mate, so typically most people will go to A school. The striker program has been suspended for BMs, so it's only through the A school. And you go there and they teach you how to navigate, how to drive small boats, search and rescue, all that kind of stuff. And then once you leave there, though, that's when the additional certifications come into play. And so for me, I've never had the opportunity to work aids navigation, but there is a whole bosun's mate side of aids navigation. So like your buoys and your lights and all that kind of stuff that help other ships stay safe. For me, it's always been they call it multi-mission, which is search and rescue, law enforcement, fisheries enforcement, coastal security, security zones, all that kind of stuff. And so for those certifications, you have to become a boat crewman on a small boat. And then once you become proficient enough with that, then you start working your way towards boat coxswain, which is a coxswain is the one who's operating the boat and the one who's in charge of the boat. And then for law enforcement qualifications, you need a boarding team member. Once you get that, then you can move beyond and become a boarding officer. Boarding officers are the lead law enforcement individual on the boat.
What about the heavy weather school?
So you have additional certifications beyond coxswain, just your basic coxswain. You have heavy weather coxswain and then a surfman. I was at a heavy weather station, but I never went to the heavy weather school. But we had a 47-footer, which has the rollover capabilities.
What station was a heavy weather station?
Tawas.
Was it?
Yep. That was
on the Great Lakes.
On the Great Lakes, yeah. And we would get some heavy weather days. There's times I was out in the 47 and 10 to 12 feet, crashing through waves, but nobody was able to maintain their heavy weather coxswain certification. Law enforcement instructor, radiation level 2. Underway officer of the deck, single point, dual point davit operators, deck in charge. Quartermaster of the watch is a primary. Cutter boat coxswain, knowing how to operate all the anchor equipment and tackle, towing equipment and all that tackle. The law enforcement petty officers, you maintain all the law enforcement equipment and gear, conduct training. The weapons petty officer, so you're in charge of ammo counts, any issues with the guns, all that kind of stuff. You have to do monthly reports for all of it.
It's a big job.